Quick demo of my Canon Tools patch modeled after a paper released in 1995 by Robert Morris entitled Structure of First-Species Canon in Modal, Tonal and Atonal Musics. This patch adopts the formalism and general methods of that paper, so refer to that if you need context. We've got 5 sections here. We're going to select a mode, generate the permissible canon cases, generate the canon system based off those cases, then use that to generate a canon subject and the canon itself. So let's go through each section. So first we select a mode here. We use classical mode names. So Dorian is 1. If you need the plagal mode, then you just use the authentic form, and then just when you construct your canon, you construct it to the range that you like. You can also transpose these modes. So once you've selected your mode, you come down here to permissible cases. Here you're free to enter your own melodic rule set here in this text box, or select a preset on the left. The presets are from Morris, who derived the legal melodic intervals for a particular canon transposition level for species at the delay of 1 note. So for example, if we click on canon at the 5th here, it populates this text box with the permitted melodic intervals for canon at the 5th at a delay of 1 note. And that means -8 means we can go down an octave, we can go down a 6th, we can go down a 4th, etc., down a 2nd, we can have a unison or a repeated note, up a 3rd or up a 5th. We don't need the specific interval size here because in a modal context it will always be possible to alter any pitch you need to get rid of a diminished 5th or an augmented 4th. Then once we have this permitted melodic interval list, you can it will automatically choose the correct canon transposition if you click on a preset. But if you want to customize your own, you feel free to enter whatever melodic intervals you like in this text box, etc., and it will generate those cases for you, and you can select a custom transposition level here. Shows the number of canon cases here. Now what a canon case is a concatenation of 2 melodic intervals, one after another. So let's take a look at a random example to see what was done. So for here, you can see in this list of canon cases, we have the entering voice, the initial voice in black, and the following voice in red. And the concatenated melodic intervals here were down a 2nd from D to C, and then down a 6th from C to E. The following voice enters a 5th above, so from D to A is a 5th, and then that combines with the selected 2 notes here, and these are guaranteed to be legal intervals from these presets. That's been pre-calculated for you, but you may choose to prune a particular canon case for stylistic reasons. So this one is actually okay, but in modal counterpoint, for example, let's go to a different example here. Let's take a look at maybe good example here. Well, this first one. So here the melodic interval concatenation was down an octave and then down another octave. Now technically that forms legal intervals here, but really this is quite uncommon, or basically illegal in modal counterpoint, because we have consecutive 5ths in similar motion, and DNA and DNA. So actually this case is not that great. So we can delete that one either manually by selecting it, clicking and dragging and deleting, or we can apply some automated tests here. And these automated tests test for things like that, removing vertical consecutive 5ths and octaves, removing inter-voice range violations. That's customizable, which range you consider legal. The default is a 12th, that is the maximum distance that can be permitted between the 2 voices. You can also remove consecutive leaps. So that test removes, for example, that first case where we had a leap of 2 octaves in a row. Once you apply those automated tests or delete rows you don't like for whatever reason, then you can generate the canon system graph. You do that by coming up here to canon system and you click this button. What this does is distill all the information that's in this big list of permitted canon cases into a directed graph, and this directed graph shows what melodic intervals can follow which others. So an arrow in this path means it's legal. So for example here we started on D and we went down a sixth, then we went down another sixth, which is technically legal in the system. Maybe we would have preferred to remove that actually, but and then to generate a valid canon we simply follow a valid path in this graph. So a valid path after down a second would be, or down a sixth would be here. We can go down a second, then we can go maybe we want to go up a fifth. Then a legal thing to do after that would be to go up a third. Then we could go down a second. Just follow this path, and then it generates the canon subject here. Then you select your canon transposition level here and the delay, and that generates this canon.